Children will be able to choose a gift for another child.
And Florida Kids Helping Kids will wrap the gift.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from all of us here at WOCA The Source.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
All right, thank you. 25 minutes before 8 o'clock, kind of overcast. Let me do the weather thing real quick, and then we'll talk about the closing announcement of Francis Marion Military Academy. Looks like we got rain in the forecast today. Good chance of rain, like a 70% chance. So it's what today is. Today is a rainy Tuesday. Highs around 80. Lows tonight around 46 because that rain obviously bringing in some cooler weather. Tomorrow, the highs are only 58. No mention of rain for tomorrow, at least not later on. By 5 a.m. it should be done. But then cooler temperatures. 58 is the high tomorrow. 37 is the low Wednesday night and Thursday morning. And that's just a brief cooling down because Thursday we're back up to the lower 60s. Friday back up to the lower 70s. And then we do have rain in the weekend according to our forecast all the way through Christmas Eve. I don't see past Christmas Eve, just so you know. So nothing really drastic as far as the temperatures are concerned, except you might argue that tomorrow night 37 degrees might be might be drastic to some of you, right? All right, so usually in this time slot, we kind of bring different subjects that are in the news, and we always have the phone lines open so that if you have something you want to say about those things in the news, you can call in. And that's still true today, but we're going to focus on one story. There was a shocking story yesterday about the closing of one of our great schools. I've always been proud of the Francis Marion Military Academy. We've had people who represent the school in our studio numerous times. We've had students in the studio. On Saturday at the Christmas parade, we watched as those young men and women from that school marched down Silver Springs Boulevard, not knowing that 2 days later they were going to get word that the school was closing.
Exactly.
And the according to the article in the Star Banner, the reason they closed it now is so that the kids could figure out what to do during the break to replace their schooling, which schools to go to. You contacted Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Heidi Mayer.
Heidi Mayer, yeah.
And she wasn't even aware that they were doing this, correct?
Correct.
Is that, and I'm not trying to put anything on anybody. Is that because it's not part of the same school system? Is that why?
Yeah, she said that there is something called the FMMA board, and she said that they didn't know anything about this until yesterday afternoon.
Okay.
I don't know what FMMA stands for.
Okay. So let's talk first to Linda Tillis. She's on the phone. She contacted us yesterday. We know Linda because Linda is an author, very talented author, and a wonderful guest. She's just fun to have in the studio. And I love her accent, by the way. And one of her grandchildren, right? Grandson? Is it
Yes,
one or
her
more
grandson.
than one? Goes
Her
to the
grandson,
school,
yeah.
obviously upsetting her. So let's say hello to her first. And I can see the other lines are ringing. You are all going to get on. Give me a second here.
And Dr. Mayer wants me to call her, so I'm going
Okay, Dr. Mayer will be on too. Okay. Good morning, Linda. How you doing?
Well, I'm all right, but I'm not happy this morning.
No, you're not happy. Are you getting an echo? Is that what's going on?
Yes, I am.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry about that. Is it? Can you talk without the echo, or should I call you on a different line?
I don't know, dear. I don't know what's causing.
Okay. Yeah, it's not on my end. Let me. I hate this thing.
Hi, Dr. Mayer.
Okay, Linda. Let me call you back. Okay.
Okay, we'll try to.
Okay, I'm going to call you on a different line.
Myself.
Okay, so that I'm going to have to call Linda back on a different line. But I see this phone line ringing also. Let me take some of these calls. Good morning, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey.
I'm also a parent of a cadet at Marion Military Academy, and this is devastating. My son, this is the school that has helped turn him around. It's the best decision we ever made for him. When I pulled up to the school yesterday, I honestly thought somebody died. I had no idea what was going on.
Oh, my gosh.
That's how affected the children, the staff, the teachers were. and it floored me. And what I just don't understand, I don't understand any of it, but the thing that really hits home is our kids had finals today, semester finals today.
What?
They had to have known that. What about our kids' grades?
Holy cow.
And their future.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
I mean, there's so many questions, but that one right there. And my son, his home-based school, his records are being sent to his home-based school, which is, his home-based school was one of the reasons he is at this school.
Wow.
I'm so angry. I can't send my son to his home-based school and feel safe in that decision.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. That is really. It's amazing.
The public school system. Let me just tell you this: the public school system was failing my son, not him personally. He was making great grades, but the public school system was failing my son. So we had to take measures into our own hands for our son's future, and this was the answer. And he is thriving there. So I'm so angry. I'll stop talking. I'm so sorry.
No. I don't have any opinion on this. Well, I'm upset by it too. But I mean, I don't have any information. That's why I'm depending on you. I'm depending on the listeners and the parents and the grandparents and the children, the students. Yeah, and I've heard the same thing. I've heard that, everybody's different. One school might work for one child, another school works. A military school like Francis Marion did some wonderful things for some of the kids that were not finding success in the other school formats.
Right.
So
my son is in the car with me. He would like to talk too.
Absolutely. Sure.
Full disclaimer, I have no idea what this child is going to say.
Okay. Just tell
He
me.
said it's something very respectful. He says, I'm going to put you on speaker.
All right, very good. Hello?
All right, son. Talk loud.
Hello, my
Hello.
name is Cadet Corporal Watson. To all other FMMA cadets, teachers, staff hearing this right now, I'd just like to say thank you for the opportunity, letting me be at the school. I had a great time there, and hopefully everyone at that school can hold their heads up high, and hopefully they can move on, but never forget all the wonderful memories we had at this school.
Wow. What a mature thing to say. That was really outstanding. And that just might show an example of the kind of student that they had over there, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, very good. All right. Thank you both for calling in. What a mature young man you are. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you.
All right. That was outstanding. All right. Thank you. We're going to go to another call. Let me push a button here. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, it's Heidi Mayer. How are you this morning?
Hey, Heidi. How you doing? Are you there?
Good. How are you?
Good. Tell me what's going on.
Well, with what?
With the Marion Military Academy.
We found out the same time everybody else did yesterday. We had Mr. Ayers, who is our director of school choice and magnets. He texted me. I was in a meeting. It was like 2:15, and I got a text that I didn't see till I got out of the meeting. That he had heard a rumor that Francis Marion was closing. And so I come out of the meeting, and my assistant says, Stephen Ayers was just through and needs to speak with you. So he swings back by my office because, we're all centrally located. So he comes right in and says, this is what he heard. And I said, okay. And he said, I'm heading out there. So he heads out there, and I get another text about 3:30 that says, that's correct, that the students and faculty were being told at that moment. And so I made sure that Mr. Ayers had the support he needed. I asked our director of teaching and learning, Ms. Shafty, to head out there with a list of current vacancies for their faculty. to see what we could do if they wanted to come become a member of our Marion County family and apply with us. Was working internally then with Mr. Ayers to take care of those kids, and that's where we're at, and that's where we're at this morning. I know that Mr. Ayers and Mr. McAteer, who's the director of secondary ed, are working with high school principals to make sure that these kids are taken care of. I know Ms. Shafty has appointments with many of the teachers today who wanted to come in, and they're going to walk through the process of applying, and that's where we're at.
Okay, so the students would be transferring to other schools.
If that's what they wish, and that's what Mr. Ayers and Mr. McAteer are working on with each family that has been connecting with them, is the best options for that student, their zone school, or if, because Marion's a choice district, we've talked with you all about that before. So if there's choice opportunities available, then we'll help them with that. We'll help them. I know, some may have exceptionalities. We'll work with them on those. We're ready. We're ready to help. We are as taken by surprise as everybody else.
Right. Okay.
We know that, in January, January 9th, at that work session on January 9th, every charter school has to do their annual report to the board. So, I don't know. They were doing well academically. I know they've been struggling financially, but we're very surprised by this decision and the timing of it.
Got it, yeah.
But all I can say again is that we are going to take care of these kids, and we will take care of their faculty too. If they want to come join us, we'll help them through the process of applying, and whatever else we can do for them.
Okay, that sounds like all you really can do. It's two separate organizations. Just so that I understand it, right?
Yeah, that's true. It's a charter school, so it operated independently. And, like I said, on January 9th, when the rest of the charters do their presentations to the board, it'll become very obvious that not only do you have to perform academically, but the DOE, the Florida Department of Education, requires each charter to be financially stable. And Francis Marion has had issues with their finances for quite some time. So, I know that our finance department has worked closely with them, many meetings on what to do and how to do it with the bookkeeping part of it. So
it's just a shame it happened so suddenly for them. I think that's part of the shock for the students and parents. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and to us as well. Yeah, But like I said, we are here for those kids. It's unfortunate the timing of it right before the holiday, but we do have these next couple days to make sure that these kids are ready to go in January and they have a spot to land and that they're comfortable, and we will take care of them.
All right, Dr. May, thank you for calling in and making that information known, because I think that's going to be some comfort. I know they're still going to be disappointed in the school closing, but at least there's some comfort in knowing that they'll be able to continue their education and their jobs for the staff's sake. So, all right, thank you, Dr. Mayer.
Well, yeah, and yes, thank you very much, and Merry Christmas. And please, these families, please reach out to our school choice office, and if you have any questions, and we'll take care of you. We will.
Thank you so much.
And Dr. Mayer, what is the phone number of the school choice office again, please?
352 622. And I'm looking at my assistant. She's flipping through the book right now. 236.
Okay.
0508. So 352-236-0508.
Excellent. We'll post that.
Thank you so much for being on the air, helping us understand what your position is on. Thank you, Doctor. All right.
Oh, anytime. Great day. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, too. I probably won't see her until after.
And I was out there. Did Linda disappear?
No, she had such a bad echo, so if you could write down her number,
Okay,
then
I
I
have
will
it.
dial it because I don't want to announce it on the air, so we'll just kind of go through this thing.
Here it is.
There it is right there. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I have to do this, and then I have to do this.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'll get to everybody. Give me a second here. We had promised Linda Tillis we'd have her on the air. She's upset about the school closing, too.
Well, sure. I mean, this is a bombshell. The kids were marching in the parade. They all look so great and happy and everything.
Yep, yep.
And then for the school to not care and just drop that kind of bombshell, that's everybody involved, the
All
administrators.
right, let's see if we can get Linda on the phone now. Hopefully I got this right. Oh, there's that crazy Skype sound.
I know.
Hey, Linda? No. Oh, that's yeah. That's something she picked up.
Not yet.
Hello.
There
Hey,
she is.
Linda?
Yes.
Hey, okay, finally we got through to you. The reason it took so long is because we had 2 other calls from people calling in to talk to us about the same thing. So thank you for being patient with us. Now tell me again, you have a grandson in the Francis Marion Military Academy,
Yes, this is his freshman year.
and today was supposed to be
And he was-
tests.
I'm sorry?
Today they were going to have tests.
No, this is his freshman year, and yeah, they probably are doing their finals this week for the end of a semester or something. I wasn't able to hear your previous callers, so I'm not quite sure what information you have or have not received.
Well, let me tell you what they said in a nutshell. One of them was a mom, and she was very upset. The second person was her son, and he was very mature. I mean, just very impressed with the way he addressed everybody that might have been listening regarding the school closing. The third person was Dr. Heidi Mayer, the school superintendent for public schools, which it's 2 separate entities, but basically she was expressing that the students can move over to the public school system and the teachers can do the same thing. So those are the 3 calls.
I understand what Dr. Meyer said, but that's not really the issue, and we're not. Our main concern right now is not to place blame. However, there's going to need to be some accountability at some time. But right now, we're just concerned if we can possibly find some way to get enough funding to get these kids through to the end of the year. We've got seniors who have been in the program for 4 years. They've already ordered their cap and gowns,
Wow.
their senior rings, and here they are just left hanging.
Yeah. Wow.
These kids have received awards for their incredible improvement over the years. I think year before last, they were considered a D school. They brought their grade average up 20% to the point that in July they made the announcement that they were now a C school, and their goal this year was to become a B school, which is an awesome improvement in that short a period of time.
Yeah.
And it just breaks my heart that they've put so much of themselves into this, and they're just left hanging. There has to be some sort of solution that we can work out. Either, I understand they're not necessarily part of the Marion County public school system, but if the county has some sort of funding that they can move over, some way that they can help these kids get through this year, that will give us time to try to get backing and additional funding that they can continue, because these children learn skills to make them leaders in the world when they graduate. Not all of them go on to military backgrounds,
Right.
but they learn the military life. They learn discipline. They learn how to be leaders. And that's very important in the youth of today.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And as we mentioned earlier, I know you couldn't hear us, but every student has a different learning ways, and the students who do well at Francis Marion are going to do well in that kind of environment. It might not be as good for them in the public school system. I'm not being saying something bad about the public schools. I just I know this from the autistic children. I know that they do better at the schools that are designed for them. That's what I'm trying to say.
Some children just need a stronger disciplinary formula.
That's a good word.
They need the constant. It's not so much. It's not that they're different or they have learning disabilities. It's just they fare better with a firmer hand, and there's nothing wrong with that. That is
absolutely
a marvelous thing.
No, absolutely.
Our military is a perfect example of that. So, yes, we are very distressed. Like I said, we're not here to start blaming people, although there is obviously an issue. If they knew at the beginning of the year that they did not have the funding necessary to complete the entire year, they should have spoken up. All these parents could have been working towards helping them reach their goals, whatever they needed, but to just stop dead in the middle of the school year. And you're asking working parents who go to work every day, who spend hours at work, to, in the next 4 days, try to get all their children's paperwork together and find which school they go to and get them registered, because starting next Monday, there won't be anyone there at the school to take care of them. Oh, my gosh.
Wow. Yeah, well, Linda, thank you for calling us about this. You were the first person to let us know about this, and we didn't know. And the one thing we can do is help you get the word out through the radio show. I know I had a call from a young man on the voicemail that's saying there's some kind of an event this morning at 8, and they were inviting us there. I just want you to know that we're not there because we don't care. We just don't have the manpower to do that. So that's why.
I know here.
That's why we open the phone lines.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. All right, Linda. Thank you so much. Hopefully, something will happen, and maybe a county commission decision or something can make a difference and keep that school open till the end of the school year.
Thank you both so much for everything you do for us.
Oh, you're welcome, Linda. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, dear. Bye-bye.
See, it helps to have somebody who's a writer, because she articulated that so
exactly.
So
Linda's
well.
fabulous.
So
and
well.
If the Marion County Commission and the school board could get together and just get the funds and move it over, because this is for the benefit of the students, and the students worked real hard. They have awards. They deserve to, finish out the year at Francis Marion Military Academy. There's got to be money somewhere.
Right. I don't know if somebody's calling in or not. One thing says there is somebody calling in. I don't see. I'm just drawing a blank on this system.
And the veterans helping. Veterans are coming in Thursday. Maybe we can ask them if they can help. Maybe we can call them today.
I don't know if they can help financially. I know that they were very, very proud of that school.
Yeah, exactly.
That was an important part of it. How come it shows that it's ringing, but it's not coming through on the computer here?
I don't know.
Whoever's calling, all right, I have a device here. I'm going to ask if you could just call. Again, just call back, 622-9622.
And on Facebook, there is a group that has been created, the Parents and Students Against the Closing of Francis Marion Military Academy. So if people would like more information, you can go and visit that group on Facebook. Tony Abandolo is the administrator of that group.
Oh, he's a nice guy. I like that guy.
Yeah, very nice.
Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning. This is Hugh speaking.
Hey, Hugh.
See, if they would start, they need a collection of money, a donation. I know we'd be very glad to help the cause if they would start something up. I know it has to be kind of quick, but if everybody kicks in a couple of bucks, you'd be surprised how fast money grows. Can be right. Accumulated.
Absolutely, yeah, and we would do the same thing. Thank you for suggesting that.
So who's ever listening there at the school, if you can get some kind of a place to send money or to drop money off or something, I know myself and probably a lot of other people would be more than happy to help right away, No,
absolutely. That's a really good, I don't know if it's going to work, but it's worth a shot, right? It's worth giving it a shot.
Yeah, absolutely. See, where is that school located?
Oh, Oh, gosh. Do you know where it is?
I don't know the address. I'll look it up right
I've seen
now.
it. It's near... oh, never mind. I'm not even going to take a shot at it. Hey, thank you, Hugh. That's a really good idea.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
I've seen it. I just don't remember where I saw it.
Yeah.
All right, we're up against the news. We're going to take a break. Everything that we just did of the last 25 minutes has been recorded. We'll be right back. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. More House Democrats in districts that voted for President Trump in 2016 say they'll